offer for him to come play for them last summer. So how did he wind up in Harwich, you ask? Here's a 2-0. Upstairs, count 3-0. After he lost his contract on the Cape, he went out to Southern California and just worked on getting stronger and getting to a place where he could comfortably maintain his velocity, even if he was going to be a guy who only threw about 90. And it happened. It worked for him. As here's a 3-0 to Connor. A fastball strike down the middle. He got a call from Harwich, who offered him a spot on their roster as a temp in early July of last summer, about halfway through the summer season. He took it. He came out to Cape Cod and joined the Mariners. This was after he joined the transfer portal. 3-1, swing and a miss. Fastball by Caden Connor. Count runs full with one out here, nobody on base. He had entered the transfer portal, found his way on Cape Cod with a different team than the one he initially signed with, that being the Mariners. In his first outing on Cape Cod was a relief outing against the team that had dropped him, against Wareham. As here's a 3-2. Foul tipped back. And he was amped up in that outing. Came on with guys on base, struck out his first two hitters, felt his fastball was coming out of his hand as good as it had since he came back from surgery. He felt he was throwing harder than he had on a mound in a game since before surgery. Here's a 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Fastball running away. Back-to-back strikeouts in 3 in a row for Raiselman dating back to last inning. Caden Connor set aside. 2 out, nobody on. Here's Drew Bowser.
Number 8, Drew Bowser.
But despite how good he thought it was coming out of his hand, the velocity reading only said 88 and 90 on those fastballs. He thought maybe the gun was cold. Carson Seymour came out next for Harwich, throwing 96-97. First pitch to Drew Bowser, slider misses away. Seymour, not long after that, was drafted in the 6th round by the Mets, so he figured that if Seymour was coming out throwing his usual upper 90s, the gun wasn't actually hot, and he was disappointed. He thought all of his work had come for really nothing, as the 1-0 is a wave and a miss on a slider away by Bowser. But he goes home that night and gets a call from a Power 5 program's coach who said, "We had scouts at your game last night." As a 1-1 to Bowser is a fastball taken on the outside corner. They said, "We had scouts at your game. You were sitting 95 to 97. And he was shocked. He wasn't shocked because he knew how hard it felt coming out of his hand, but the radar gun at the stadium said 90. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Slider in the dirt. Tag applied by Gassetti. 3 strikeouts in this inning for Eric Raiselman. He struck out 4 in a row. To finish the story, someone had bumped into the radar gun stand when he was on the mound, and by the time Seymour came out for the next inning, so they had fixed it. So it was back to normal. Quite the story for Eric Raiselman. Got picked up by LSU, and here he is back on Harwich. We head to the bottom of the second. The Mariners leading the Red Sox, leading the Mariners 1-0 here at White House Field. Well, hello from Captain Parker's Pub over in West Yarmouth on Route 28. The entire crew from Captain Parker's wants to give a big salute to the Cape Cod Baseball League, especially to the young players who have dedicated so much time and effort to America's pastime. So join them for lunch or dinner, just a bowl of their world-famous clam chowder. Captain Parker's easy to find but awfully hard to leave. We go to the bottom of the second here at White House Field. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez. The Red Sox lead the Mariners 1-0. And it'll be Tommy Seidel, Hunter Stokely, and David Smith, 5, 6, and 7 in the Mariners lineup against the left-hander from Stanford, Drew Dowd. Dowd worked around a 2-out walk back in the home half of the first. His first pitch to Seidel is well upstairs, a fastball. Skips off the glove of Luke Schliger, goes to the backstop. No harm, no foul. It's just ball one. Seidel has slowed down from the last time we saw the Mariners. After a torrid stretch in the middle of the season, he's just 1 for his last 13. 1-0. Breaking ball misses down and in from Dowd, quickly 2-0 to the Alabama outfielder, headed that way via Harvard. So from one Crimson to another, to the Crimson Tide, 2-0. Fastball strike. That one in his last 4 games, the 1 for 13, was a home run. That was against Brewster back on July the 3rd. But hitting just .227 overall, a pair of homers. 2-1. Upstairs, fastball, count 3-1.
And the big note about that stretch, Sam, of the 12 outs that Seidel has been a part of, 10 of them via the strikeout. He's really struggling to see the baseball as of late.
3-1. High fly ball to right, not deep. In comes Caden Connor towards the line. He's under it, and he makes the catch. That's the first out. Seidel actually in that span against Brewster on July 4th on the back half of that home and home. Had the golden sombrero. He struck out 4 times. He pops out to right here to start the second. Here's Hunter Stokely, the first baseman. First time we've seen Stokely, as this is just his 6th game for the Mariners. Big left-handed slugger out of UNC, North Carolina native. First pitch to him is a half swing and a miss on a curveball. Dowd had him fooled. Strike 1 to Stokely. Stokely, a 200 hitter in his 5 games. That's 3 for 15. 2 of those 3 hits are doubles. Last played on July 4th, went 1 for 3. 0-1. Swing and a miss. This one the slider. And again, Stokely chasing on a pitch in the dirt. Dowd well ahead of him, 0-2. Stokely grew up just 90 minutes from UNC. Grew up watching the Tar Heels play. As the 0-2 heads home and it's in the dirt. He watched this one in another breaking ball. Count 1-2. His older cousin Chad Flack played at UNC when Stokely was growing up, when he was about 5 or 6. So he made the trip often to see his cousin. 1-2, curveball, drops in, strike 3 called. Got him looking on a curveball. Nothing but breaking balls to Stokely. And the second strikeout for Drew Dowd. Both have been to the left-handed sluggers in this lineup. First Vetrano, now Stokely. 2 up, 2 down in this second inning.
Harwich Mariners, the second baseman from UConn, number 4.
And here is the second baseman, David Smith, out of UConn. Smith, a right-hand hitter, against Dowd, the lefty. First pitch home here is a fastball in at the knees, strike 1. Red Sox leading the Mariners 1-0 here with 2 out, none on here in the home half of the second. Final time these two teams will square off at White House Field, the final of 3 matchups that they've split the first 2. 0-1 is lifted out towards center. Cole Carrick barely have to move now in a few strides. Makes the catch about hip high to end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Mariners here against Drew Dowd in the second. We head off to the third at White House Field. The Red Sox leading 1-0.
The first one was
all night.
He's at 34.
He's at 30, so 24. Good maths, quick maths.
Quick math.
Quick maths.
23. 33.
He's at 33. Okay. Kind of a longer ad read. Let's come back. MP Sports Cards is proud to sponsor the kids' baseball clinics. If you're a sports card collector, be sure to stop by and check out the latest releases, graded card supplies, and more. A local hobby enthusiast favorite across Massachusetts, and of course, your Cape Cod Baseball League. Stop into their store, mention code Red Sox to get one free pack of 2022 Topps Baseball updates with any purchase. Some exclusions apply. Visit at 71 Main Street in Carver, Massachusetts, or online at mpsportscards.com.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League.
We head to the third here at White House Field. The Mariners and the Red Sox in a 1-0 lead for the Red Sox. They will try to extend their 1-0 lead, coming to bat against Eric Raiselman. And it'll be 8-9-1 in their order. Jordan Thompson, Jack Costello, Luke Schliger. And we'll start the frame with a couple of LSU Tigers going against each other.
Number 11, Jordan Thompson.
Thompson, the third baseman today, trying to get things going. Just a 132 hitter across his first 15 games with the Red Sox, facing off against his college teammate in Raiselman, who's allowed just one base runner. First pitch home, a slider, a half swing and a miss, 0-1. And you wonder how much of the scouting report really echoes in Jordan Thompson's head, facing off against his teammate. Raiselman at LSU this year threw about 95% fastballs, starting him off with a slider there. 0-1, another slider. This one backs up on him and misses inside.
You got to feel like Jordan stepped into that batter's box and said, I'm swinging, here comes a fastball.
I know what I'm getting first pitch. It's going to be a heater. He was wrong. Talked to him pregame about facing a teammate as the 1-1 is a fastball in at the knees at 92. Asked him if it felt weird. He said, oh, absolutely. He said he wasn't really looking forward to facing Raiselman. They faced off during team workouts in the fall, and he said he did not enjoy it. Down 1-2, here it comes. Slider, half swing, did he go? He did not, says the first base umpire, Steven Durance. Count 2-2 on Thompson. Didn't play yesterday against Falmouth. Mired in an 0 for 8 over his last 3 games. 2-2 is lifted in the air, pretty well hit, out towards left center. Going back, Cole Harding a few steps. He's got it in his sights. He makes the catch above his shoulder. That's the first out. Raiselman wins round 1 against his Tigers teammate.
San Diego, number 10, Jack Costello.
And Jack Costello, the 9-hole hitter, will hit. Costello will have fond memories of this batter's box. Last time the Red Sox traveled to Harwich to play at White House Field, they won 9-0. The big blow in that game was a Jack Costello 3-run homer. First pitch to him, fastball misses up. Costello got in the game last night, didn't bat, came in for defense. That's been the story for Jack over his last 2 outings. Hasn't had an at-bat since July the 3rd, hitting .233 overall. 1-0, misses low, a fastball. So a quick 2-0 count on Costello, who when he started, he has been hitting better. 7 of his last 8 games he started, he's recorded a hit. 2-0. Upstairs, count 3-0 on Costello, who despite the low average is getting on base at a .361 clip. Been fairly productive for the Red Sox in a part-time role. 3-0, fouled back, swinging 3-0. We've seen that a couple times today in this game already. It's Chris Newell on Harwich, also swung 3-0 against Drew Dowd in the first inning. Right on right here. Raiselman on a 3-1 with 1 out. Here it comes. Fastball down the middle for strike 2 at 91. Haven't seen the big flashy velo numbers that we thought we might see from Eric Raiselman, who this year at LSU was sometimes clocked in the upper 90s, 97 to 99. 3-2. Fastball tipped into the glove of the catcher Gassetti for strike 3.
He hasn't needed him, Sam. That's his
Back to the
5th
top of the order, the
strikeout,
catcher from Maryland,
and he has
number
struck out
5,
5 of the last
Luke
6
Schliger.
batters he's faced.
Definitely has settled in after allowing a first-inning run, which started with this guy. Luke Schliger led off the game with a walk, worked a deep full count against Raiselman before getting the free ticket, stole second, advanced to third on a wild pitch, scored on a sacrifice fly. First pitch to Schliger. Misses just inside a fastball at 93, which is about where Raiselman's topped out today. Has popped just 194, if you believe the radar gun on the screen. 1-0. Upstairs. This is another 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Count 2-0 on Luke.
And you can see Raiselman peeking over that right shoulder, checking the numbers on the board. He's paying attention to it.
It's hard not to when you're a guy who can get it up there. 2-0. Taken away. Count 3-0 on Schliger. Walked his first time, now ahead, well ahead, and the count 3-0 here. Luke has walked now 10 times this summer, which is third on the team behind Bovey and Mydroth. 3-0. Upstairs for ball 4, make it 11. Second time Schliger's walked today.
Now batting for the Red Sox.
This time on 4 pitches.
Number 2, Hunter Haas.
That's both base runners for the Red Sox in this game have been Schliger on free passes. And Hunter Haas, the hitter, with 2 out. Raiselman walked 3 in his first start. That was against Hyannis at McKeon Park on June the 30th, rather. Went 4 2/3 in that game, gave up just an earned run, 4 hits. Not gaudy walk numbers this year at LSU as Hunter Haas steps in. First pitch to him is down and away a fastball. 3.8 walks per 9 while striking out 14 per game, which is a decent strikeout to walk ratio, helped out by the big strikeout numbers as Raiselman steps off before getting a sign. It's 18 walks and 42 1/3 for the Tigers. Pitching out of the bullpen mostly, 29 relief outings. 1-0. Fastball away. Did not start a game, but capable of starting as after falling behind 2-0, Brock Wilkins going to go and chat with his right-hander. Try to settle him down before heading back to the hot corner. That's one thing that we did hear about Eric Raiselman is that if he loses the strike zone, he might get a little frustrated and start trying to pinpoint and lose it even more. It's 2-0 after a 4-pitch walk, and it's swung on, hit in the air towards right center field. Hit well, Newell going back, has a beat on it, moving to his left. He makes the catch, and that ends the inning. A 2-out walk, stranded aboard for the Red Sox here in the top of the 3rd. We head to the bottom half. The Red Sox still leading this game 1-0. Hey Sox fans, have you ever thought about buying or selling a home? Emily Szymanski of the Salty Dog Group is your pet-friendly neighborhood realtor. As part of the team at the Keller Williams Realty of Cape Cod and the Islands, Emily is your go-to resource for home buying and selling. Call Emily Szymanski at 508-221-0196 or visit thesaltydoggroup.kw.com. That's thesaltydoggroup.kw.com. Bottom of the 3rd, Drew Dowd back to the mound for the Red Sox, who hasn't allowed a hit over his first 2 frames on the bump in his first start of the summer. Red Sox leading the Harwich Mariners 1-0 as we enter this bottom of the 3rd. Neither team has a hit through the first 2.5. But the Red Sox do have a run thanks to a walk, a stolen base, a wild pitch, a sacrifice fly. That was in the top half of the first, and it's where we stand here at White House Field now in the third. Dowd gets 8, 9, and 1 for the Mariners here in this frame. Matt Gassetti, Cole Harding, and Nick Goodwin.
Number 8, Matt Gassetti.
We start play with Matt Gassetti. And the first pitch home of the right-hand hitting catcher is a fastball strike on the outside corner. Matt Gassetti played his ball at Florida this year as a Gator. Last we heard, he was in the transfer portal, but they just announced on the loudspeaker that he plays for Alabama now, so maybe that's something we missed. 0-1, fastball misses up. Count 1-1 on Gassetti, just a 115 hitter for the Mariners this summer, and just 2 for his last 19. Has not yet driven in a run. 1-1. Fastball inside corner strike. Count 1-1. Hit .238 this year for the Gators. Hit 5 homers. A strong defensive catcher, committed just 1 error over the last 2 seasons. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him upstairs. The fastball. 88 blew by him. Third strikeout for Drew Dowd. That's how the third inning starts.
The left fielder from Cincinnati, number 10, Cole Harding.
Cole Harding now. The 9-hole hitter, the left fielder out of Cincinnati. Another right-hand hitter for Drew Dowd to contend with. Another low batting average for the Mariners, who have been struggling offensively of late. Just a 136 average coming into play today. First pitch, curveball, nice one. Drops in strike 1. Saw Harding earlier against YD this summer. He's just 1 for 3, a pair of strikeouts against the Red Sox so far as the 0-1 heads home in the dirt. Another curveball. Count 1-1 on him. Harding was a .313 hitter with Cincinnati this year. Trying to get something going for the Mariners here in the home half of the third with 1 out. 1-1 home. Curve, swing and a miss. Took a big hack, came up empty on 1 beneath the zone, 1-2. Drew Dowd, his first start as a Red Sox. The Stanford left-hander making his summer debut. And pitching well. Here's a 1-2. Curve in there, strike 3 called. He got him on the outside corner. Dowd with his now 4th strikeout, back-to-back strikeouts here in this third.
Number 6, Nick Goodwin.
It's allowed just 1 base runner now. First time through the order as Nick Goodwin bats for a second time. He walked Brock Wilken in the first, but beyond that has been excellent. 4 strikeouts already, showcasing a curveball that he can flip in for strikes really whenever he needs to. Nick Goodwin flew out to lead off the first against him. Here's the first pitch to him. Fastball off the fist, shallow to right, over Bowser's head. It's going to drop in, base hit. Caden Connor over to get it. Heading for second, Goodwin. The throw in is late. A bloop double for Nick Goodwin. It's the first hit for either side in this ballgame. And it comes with 2 out in the bottom of the third.
Now batting for your Harwich Mariners, the center fielder from Virginia, number 21, Chris
Goodwin picks up
Newell.
his 3rd double of the summer. Rather, check that. It's his 4th double of the summer. And Chris Newell will try to make something of it. Left on left here. Newell lined out sharply towards left his first time, as it just hung up for Jack Costello. Try to find some real estate against Drew Dowd with 2 out, a runner on second in a 1-0 game with the Mariners trailing. But before a first one, a check in on Goodwin at second. Hunter Haas is playing behind him. Shifted over towards the second base bag with the left hand hitting Newell up at the plate. First one. Curveball rolled up the first baseline and foul. Count 0-1 from Drew Dowd. Dowd played his high school ball with the Red Sox assistant coach, Coach G, at Sarah High School in California. And Coach G told me he doesn't really have any stories about Drew, but he's a very hard worker, always locked in. 0-1 in the dirt. Count 1-1. Dowd was ready to go during batting practice. Well, the rest of the team was in their workout tops and shorts taking a BP, pitchers shagging in the outfield. He was sitting in the Red Sox dugout already in his full uniform. Hat, top, white pants, all of it. Sitting there visualizing success is what Coach G told me he was doing. 1-1. Curveball nubbed off the end of the bat towards third. It curls foul. Jordan Thompson plays it to the left of the bag. It's a second strike and a 1-2 count on Newell. What Coach told me about Drew Dowd is that even going back to his high school days, you could tell that there was just something about him because he always wanted to succeed at everything he did, whether it was baseball or anything off the field, that he was a competitor to the highest degree.
And Sarah High School is a good place to come out of if you're an athlete. High school home of Tom Brady and Barry Bonds.
Pretty good company. Two of the greatest to ever do it at their respective sports. Runner on second, 2 out. 1-2 to Newell. Here it comes. In the dirt. Good block by Schliger. Spiked the fastball, maybe. Count 2-2 on Newell. Sure enough, the competitive edge that Drew Dowd employs has landed him with the top flight program at Stanford, where he made 22 appearances, 15 of those starts this year for the Cardinal. Even count, 2-2. Here it comes. In the dirt, again, blocked by Schliger, not getting Newell to chase those off-speed pitches away. Count runs full on him, and this is a big pitch here with the right-handed slugger of Brock Wilken, the reigning CCBL MVP, guy who homered last night in the on-deck circle, who had been the lone base runner against Dowd prior to that 2-out double with a walk. We'll see if it gets there. 3-2, 2 out, runner on second. Red Sox holding a 1-0 lead. Here it comes on its way, and it's roped out to right field. Caden Connor over. It's down for a hit. It's going to go towards the wall. In from third comes Goodwin. Over to second with an RBI double is Chris Newell. This game's tied at 1. Back-to-back doubles with 2 out for the Mariners.
Second straight at bat, Chris Newell has had a full count. The last one he put one on a frozen rope to left, and this time more on time with the pitch home. Pick up the RBI, and now Brock Wilken a chance to put Harwich on the high side.
First double of the summer for Chris Newell and his 5th RBI, and before Dowd goes working on Brock Wilken with a runner on second and 2 out, Scott Pickler is going to go and chat with him. Now we can't see the Red Sox bullpen from our angle along the first base line, but someone was working evidently because Pick grabs the ball out of his left-hander's hand as he heads to the dugout. We'll have a pitching change here at White House Field. The Red Sox and the Mariners now tied. It's going to be Matt Cavanaugh, another left-hander, to come in for the Red Sox. We'll be right back. Sound the bird calls, because the new arm on the mound for the Red Sox is the Bird Man. Matt Cavanaugh out of Nova Southeastern will make his 6th appearance for the Red Sox with a runner on second, a run home, and 2 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Drew Dowd in his summer debut went the first 2 2/3 and was cruising until the lineup flipped over for Nick Goodwin, who blooped a double on the right field line. Chris Newell ran a full count and then smoked a double of his own. That's where he stands out at second. And Cavanaugh in to face Brock Wilken, the right-handed slugger out of Wake Forest, the reigning CCBL MVP. Cavanaugh, the left-handed pitcher, will go to work on him. A 1.86 ERA across 9 2/3 innings for Cavanaugh across his first 5 outings. Last pitched against Wareham in the blowout loss on July the 2nd. First one here is a slider that drops in at the knees for strike 1. Cavanaugh, a pretty prototypical left-handed reliever who does his best work against left-handed batters, but tasked with facing a pretty good right-handed stick here in Wilken, with a potential go-ahead run in scoring position in 2 out. Granted, it's the 3rd inning. It's early, but this is a big spot. 0-1 is put up in the air to right, not all that deep. Caden Connor sprinting in towards the line. He's under it. He makes the catch. And that retires the side. So Cavanaugh tasked with getting out of that situation. He does just that, gets Wilken on just 2 pitches to fly out, and pushes us along to the 4th inning. Red Sox and the Mariners tied at 1 entering the middle frames. Carlo Jimenez will take you through. We'll be right back. Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops and first responders who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. In support of this program, the YD Red Sox and all Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey to honor the Cape every Friday. This special weekly celebration of Red Shirt Fridays is sponsored by Zephyr Hats, the Massachusetts State Lottery, and OT Sports. Support our troops and first responders and join us by wearing red each and every Friday. We enter the 4th inning, and here to take over the play-by-play is Carlo Jimenez.
Thanks so much, Sam. We welcome you into the top of the 4th here at beautiful White House Field. No clouds in the sky as Chase Mydrop, the right-handed batter, digs in, and now a 1-1 game between the Harwich Mariners and the YD Red Sox. First pitch home. Mydrop looks at a slider that misses low and away. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes to him. Mydrop with the lone RBI of the day for YD, a sacrifice fly into right. 1-0. Fastball misses just low. 2 balls and no strikes. Chase, who's hoping to get drafted in a couple of weeks, his time with these Red Sox limited. And what an impact he has made. 2-0, and he swings and chops one into that Harwich dugout over the heads of the guys on the rails. And the count, 2 balls and a strike. 1-1 the score between Harwich and YD. The Red Sox last trip near to White House Field. Two-one. Bounces in the dirt. 91 on the fastball. 3 balls and a strike here to chase Mydrop. Rieselman still out there. He has struck out 5 today. Walked 2, but not relinquished a hit. A closed-off stance. Slightly bent at the waist. Here's his 3-1. My drop swings, cranks one into left center field. Center fielder Newell comes in on the jog and makes the catch. There's one away.
Red Sox have hit some baseballs hard, but they've been right at guys. Hunter Haas finishing off the last inning with a line out to center as well.
Number 4, Cole Carey.
No hits through the first now 3 1/3 against Raiselman, but they've been getting some swings in. He has struck out the 5 batters, but the outs in play for the most part have been hit hard. Mydroth in particular now has twice hit balls hard right at outfielders. The first one was a sac fly.
Switch hitting Cole Carrick looks on from the left side and watches a first pitch slider catch the outside part of the plate. No balls and 1 strike to him. 1-1 the score here between Whitey and Harwich. A Harwich team that has not won in their last 9 contests, although they have tied 4 of them 0-1. Carrick slices one foul just over the top of the netting down the left field line. And the count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to him. Harwich has tied 4 of their last 5, including a 9th inning comeback yesterday. Their last win was the first of a doubleheader against Wareham on June 26th. It's July 7th. 1 out, nobody on. 0-2. Carrick watches a changeup miss away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 ball and 2 strikes, excuse me. Red Sox still looking for their first hit. Wide stance of Carrick trying to be it. 1-2, and he swings and misses. Slider in the dirt, throw on to first. And coming in is the first baseman Stocky to step on the bag. There's 2 away. That is the 6th strikeout for Raiselman.
Mike Bovey.
And in stands Mike Bovey. Clear skies, the lights just starting to turn on here at White House Field. Bovey, a left-handed batter with 2 outs and the bases empty, looks in a 1-1 game. First pitch is a fastball on the inner edge. No balls and 1 strike to Bovey. Mike struck out swinging in his first at-bat. 0-1, and he takes fastball low. 1 ball, 1 strike. The next 3 batters to the plate, Raiselman struck out their first time. Looking for revenge, Raiselman looking to keep the trend going. Here's his 1-1 down the hill. Bovey swings and misses. Changeup gets him to fish, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Barely any sun still here at White House Field on the field. The 1-2. Fastball on the outer edge. Strike 3 call. That's now 7 strikeouts for Eric Raiselman, who is in control atop the mound for Harwich. We head to the bottom of the 4th, 1-1, the score between YD and the Mariners.
Red Sox baseball is brought to you by Giardino's Family Restaurant, a Cape Cod tradition. Same family, same location for 52 years. Giardino's is part of the community, giving back to many and various organizations. As part of the recognition, a Yarmouth Little League field is named in memory of their dad, who founded the business in 1970. Giardino's is a family-oriented operation serving a wide-range menu, sure to please everyone. Give them a try, and you will come back. Visit them at 242 Main Street on Route 28 in West Yarmouth, or visit Giardino'sFamilyRestaurant.com. As we enter the bottom of the fourth, here to take you through on the play-by-play is Carlo Jimenez.
Thanks so much, Sam. 1-1, the score between the Whitey Red Sox and the Harwich Mariners. Joe Vitrano, Tommy Seidel, Hunter Stokely due up. That's the 4-5-6 hitters for Harwich. Facing the left-hander out of the pen, Matt Cavanaugh. Lefty on lefty, Cavanaugh sets his left heel on the third base side of the rubber. He kicks, opening offering. Slider on the outer edge. No balls and one strike to Vitrano, who struck out swinging his last time up. Cavanaugh has had success in the past here at White House Field. The first time these two teams faced off, all the way back on June 15th. Matt came in relief. Here comes an 0-1. Slider misses down and away. Count levels 1 ball, 1 strike. He went 4 innings of 1 hit ball. But the Whitey Red Sox came away with the loss 2-1. And back then, Sam, these were two teams on different trajectories. Bases empty, nobody out. We're in the bottom of the fourth of a 1-1 game. Here's Cavanaugh's 1-1 to the plate. Slider misses downstairs. 2 balls and a strike. The Red Sox, after the first off day, were 0-3-1. And a team that looked out of rhythm and then could not get the offense going. Meanwhile, this Harwich team had won 3 of their first 4. They were 3-1-0. Cavanaugh's 2-1. Fastball misses inside. 3 balls and a strike. Sun disappearing as it tickles the top of the trees here at White House Field in left field and lights up the scoreboard in right. Just the edge of right center field is in the sun. Everything else in the shadows. Going back after that first off day, that was back on the 16th as Cavanaugh steps off. Since then, after Harwich was 3-1, they've gone 3-9-3. Meanwhile, for YD, it's been the opposite story. They have found their rhythm and haven't lost 2 in a row. Here's a 3-1. Fastball well above the zone, and a leadoff walk to the lefty Joe Vitrano. The go-ahead run is aboard for the Harwich Mariners, and here's Tommy Seidel.
Alabama, number 34, Tommy Seidel.
And it just shows you, this is a long season, Sam, and even though the Red Sox currently lead the East, still 22 games to go for a Harwich team that was leading the East through the first 4.
And it's not so much about winning the division at the end of the day. It's about being in the top 4 in your division, because really all that matters is who gets hot once you get there. Mariners 2 points up on Chatham between the last 2 spots at the bottom of the East, but they are still in playoff position.
Tommy Seidel, the right-handed batter, takes a first pitch fastball up and in, and they count 1 ball and no strikes to him. Seidel flew out to right his last time up. Just can't be last. Everybody but the last place team makes the playoffs, and then you got to win 2 of 3 and continue to do that. At first leads Joe Vitrano, who's the go-ahead run. 1-1 YD, and Harwich even here at White House Field. 1-0 to Seidel from the lefty Cavanaugh. Slider drops on the inside part of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Good crowd on hand. The stands in left and right pretty much full. The berm down the left field line is packed with lawn chairs as well. It is an absolutely gorgeous night. No breeze. Flags above the White House Field scoreboard that is 2 years old. Stoic at the moment. Here comes the 1-1. Bunt attempt, and it's foul. Back over the head of the catcher Schliger. Seidel tried to lay one down and instead digs in for a 1-2 count. Seidel, a Massachusetts native, grew up just 2 hours from White House Field. From Harvard to Alabama. A right-handed batter digs in with Joe Vitrano leading at first. Vitrano does have a stolen base this summer and had one in the spring, but not a speedster is the power hitter. Nobody out, one on in a 1-1 game. Here's the 1-2. Slider just misses low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Seidel, growing up here in Massachusetts, was one of the best players in the state. Ranked as the number 3 outfielder according to Perfect Game. And as Sam mentioned earlier, a guy who was on a fantastic start to begin the summer. Swing of the bat well, just 1 for his last 14. Nobody out, runner at first. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a looper into the gap in the left center field. Center fielder Carrot going back. Carrot's looking. It one-hops the fence. Rounding third. Coming home is Joe Vitrano. Digging for 3 is Tommy Seidel. He's in there sliding without a throw. And it's an RBI triple. For Seidel, his second of the summer, makes this a 2-1 Harwich lead in the bottom of the 4th. 3-bagger into the gap in the left center, and he was in there with ease. Tommy Seidel flew around the base paths.
Now batting for your Harwich Mariners, the first baseman.
And Harwich has an advantage.
Number 33, Hunter Stokely.
Here in the bottom of the 4th, as up comes Hunter Stokely.
Carlo, that ball was crushed. I mean, he caught one right out over the middle of the plate, and he didn't miss it. I thought that ball had a chance to get out, but in the deepest part of the ballpark, it didn't quite leave. And by the time Cole Carrick could corral it, as that ball kind of died against the chain link fence, Seidel, who runs well, has 6 stolen bases this year, was going to have no problem turning that into a 3-bagger.
So Harwich on the high side after back-to-back singletons in the 3rd and the 4th, 2-1 Mariners. And in stands the left-handed bat of Hunter Stokely with Tommy Seidel at 3rd after his RBI triple. Lefty on lefty for Matt Cavanaugh. Here's his first pitch home. Slider misses low. And the count 1 ball and no strikes. And Sam, for Cavanaugh, who's just really a 2-pitch guy, reason he was able to dominate here on June 15th was because of that slider. Right now, can't find the zone with it.
Just hung the one to Seidel. It caught plenty of plate, but good matchup here against a free-swinging left-handed hitter.
1-0. Swing and a miss. Slider in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. 1 run in. After a walk to Joe Vitrano, an RBI triple by Tommy Seidel. And the Harwich Mariners are looking to win their first game since June 26th. That's 9 straight games without a win. Leading 2-1. Cavanaugh with the long, flowing blonde hair out of the back of his blue cap. 1-1. Fastball high. 2 balls and a strike. Stokely, who had a breakout year with the Tar Heels after hitting 185 his freshman year, bumped that up 100 points, 285 this past season. One of the assistant coaches, as time is called at the plate by Stokely. Brian Gaines, one of his assistant coaches at UNC, said one of the biggest things he does is he's the same guy day in and day out. Doesn't change his attitude, doesn't change his work ethic. 2 balls and a strike with a runner at 3rd. The pitch. Fastball catches the outside part of the plate. Count evens, 2-2. He spent last summer with the Ashboro Zookeepers of the Coastal Plains League, hitting .267 with 6 extra base hits. Tommy Seidel with a healthy lead at 3rd, both his hands on his kneecaps. Cavanaugh sets atop the mound, a 2-2 count with nobody out. 2-1 Harwich leads YD. Here comes the pitch. Slider misses up and away, well above the zone, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Stokely.
And I think that's the difference between the Matt Cavanaugh we're more used to seeing and the Matt Cavanaugh we're seeing right now, is that when he gets to 2 strikes on a left-handed hitter, he's able to bury one of those sliders away and get a swinging strike on a chase. And there, in a 2-2 count, missed up and away uncharacteristic with such a good pitch as his slider.
Payoff pitch, here it comes. Slider topped foul, first base side. Infield is in at short and at second. Mydroff and Hunter Haas with their toes on the infield grass. Jordan Thompson at third, playing just off the bag, trying to keep Tommy Seidel close after his RBI triple to give Harwich their first lead of the day, 2-1 Mariners. Streaks of clouds atop White House Field, no wind, and the field covered in shadows here on this Thursday night. 3-2. Swing and a high fly ball into left. Left fielder Costello going back on the back pedal. He makes the catch with a bright blue glove. Throw in to try to cut off the runner. Seidel is in on a couple of hops. Tommy Seidel scores on the sacrifice fly from Hunter Stokely. And it's a 3-1 Harwich lead here in the bottom of the fourth over YD. That ball deep enough. And Costello really didn't have a chance over and left. So in stands David Smith, the right-handed batter from UConn. Bases cleared, just one away. 3-1 Mariner lead. Kavanaugh looks on towards the right-handed batter, kicks and deals. Smith shows bunt and bunts one straight back and foul as it lands in the construction area behind us here at White House Field, where they're building a merch stand.
Looks like they've dug out space for a pool. And that one finds itself in the pool, so to speak. I don't know how else to describe it.
It's a splash hit. Kavanaugh's 0-1. Fastball in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike, and a laborious bottom of the fourth here for Matt Kavanaugh. No out has been easy. Started with a walk to Joe Vitrano. Tommy Seidel hit a triple into the left field gap. That one hop the wall, scoring Vitrano, and then Stokely a sacrifice fly to left, and a Harwich team with a 3-1 lead over the YD Red Sox. Kavanaugh's 1-1. Slider catches the inside part of the plate, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. David Smith, who transferred from LaSalle to UConn after the baseball program in LaSalle was cut. Stands quietly in that right-handed batter's box. Not a lot of movement. 1-2, slider in there, strike 3 call. Kavanaugh gets a strikeout as he freezes David Smith. There's now 2 away in the bottom of the fourth, and here's Mac Gassetti. And Sam, in doing some research on Gassetti's announcement, his transfer to Alabama, according to Harwich broadcaster Tim Foley, he did transfer, but Gassetti didn't tweet about it. There's not an article about it.
It's gone under the radar, so to speak. Yeah. So we hope to be the first to let you know if you're an Alabama fan. You got a new catcher.
Right-handed batter looks in, and the opening offering is a fastball away at 87. Base is cleared, but 2 runs are in for Harwich as they take a 3-1 lead in the bottom of the fourth frame. The fourth matchup of the summer. These 2 teams will see each other tomorrow as part of this home-and-home series. Kavanaugh, long hold, 1-0. Fastball, swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. And home-and-homes have not been kind to the YD Red Sox in matchups where they're facing the same team in back-to-back days. Red Sox are 0-3-1. Kavanaugh stares in towards Schliger. It is 1-1. Another fastball fouled back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 3 straight fastballs from Kavanaugh, who's known for that slider. Harwich 3, YD 1. As the sun continues to disappear, now just glaring over the right field trees. Base is empty, 2 gone. Kavanaugh is 1-2. Slider topped over towards third. On 3 hops, the third baseman Jordan Thompson. Gloves throw to first in the dirt, but the first baseman Bowser able to pick, and that ends the bottom of the fourth. 1 hit 2 runs come in, and it's 3-1. Harwich has taken the lead here in the bottom of the 4th. We head to the 5th here on the Cape Cod Broadcast Network. Giardino's Family Restaurant, a Cape Cod tradition, same family, same location for 52 years. Giardino's is part of the community, giving back to many and various organizations. As part of the recognition, a Yarmouth Little League field is named in memory of their dad, who founded the business in 1970. Giardino's is a family-oriented operation serving a wide-range menu, sure to please everyone. Give us a try and you will come back. Visit us at 242 Main Street, Route 28 in West Yarmouth, or visit giardinosfamilyrestaurant.com. Dancing Queen by ABBA plays over the loudspeakers here at White House Field, where the Whitey Red Sox trail the Harwich Mariners by a score of 3-1 as we begin the 5th inning. Here's Caden Connor, the left-handed batter, as the 6, 7, 8 spots are due up in the lineup for the Red Sox. Take on Eric Reisel, who steps into his 5th inning of work. 7 strikeouts for Reisel. He struck out his last 2 batters. Righty on lefty, first pitch home. Connor swings and smashes one into right field. Right fielder Seidel going back. He squares his shoulders and makes the catch just short of the warning track. Caden Connor just got underneath that one. And 1 pitch and 1 out. Here's Drew Bowser. Bowser struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Drew Bowser, college teammates with Whitey's starter today, Drew Dowd, although they don't have the same name. Right-handed batter looks in, first pitch home. Bowser takes a fastball high, 94 on the radar. Drew Bowser is Drew's real name. His name is Drew. And Drew Dowd goes by Drew, but his legal name is Andrew. 1-0. Bowser looks at a fastball in the dirt. Quickly, 2 balls and no strikes to him. Base is empty, 1 away, 3-1. Harwich leads YD. We're in the visitor half of the 5th inning. Red Sox still looking for their first hit against Eric Reiselman. 2-0. Bowser taps one just off the end of the bat, foul, in and out of the glove of the catcher Gassetti. In the count, 2 balls and a strike. Some clouds in left. Lights are starting to brighten here at Harwich. These brand new lights, just 2 years old. The sun enlightening the top of the trees across the outfield. And the Red Sox final trip to White House Field. 2-1, the pitch to Bowser. And he swings and hammers one into left. A looper for the left fielder, Harding, who comes in and makes the catch. Loud contact from Bowser, but just off the end of the bat. And there's 2 away.
Yeah, he just got off the end of the bat there, just out in front of a breaking ball. It's been hard for the Red Sox to time up Reiselman because he's been going to that off-speed pitch more than the scouting report says. He was so fastball heavy this year at LSU, but it's been much more of a varied look so far in this game, and it's worked for him. Obviously, the Red Sox without a hit now through 4 2/3.
2 outs. Here's Jordan Thompson, the right-handed batter, takes a fastball high at 93 as the LSU teammates go at it. There is action in that Harwich bullpen, but whoever's throwing is wearing a sweatshirt. 3-1, Harwich leads YD on this Thursday night at White House. The 1-0 is a fastball down the middle, 1 ball and 1 strike to Jordan Thompson, who flew out to left his last time up. Hazelman stares in, his glove pinned against his left knee, right arm dangling by his side. He comes set in a closed-off stance in his purple LSU shoes, kicks 1-1. Thompson takes, fastball on the outer edge, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Harwich looking for their first win in 9 games, 0-5-4 in their last 9. But still not in that last place in the Eastern Division. That's the playoff cut. 1-2. Thompson lifts one down the left field line, a fair ball. Jordan Thompson rounds the bag at first. The left fielder Harding tracks it down in foul territory. Thompson strolls into second with a stand-up double, and the first hit of the day off Hazelman comes off one of his college teammates. It's a double for Jordan Thompson.
Number 10, Jack Costello.
Well, it's a really nice adjustment from Jordan Thompson, because if you remember his first at-bat, going against a guy that he has seen throw so many fastballs, he went hunting that fastball in his first at-bat and kind of weakly offered early on sliders on the first 2 pitches. That's a really good adjustment, because that double he just hit off the slider, able to stay back on it, see what was coming out of his hand differently than a fastball.
Right in, a bat of Costello looks on. Hazelman looks Thompson back into second. YD now with the tying run at the plate. Jordan Thompson had Jack Costello had a 3-run home run here at White House Field the last time YD was the visitor. First pitch to him, and he swings and hits one sharply on the ground, gobbled up by the third baseman Wilkin. Throw across the diamond to first in time for the out. 1 hit, YD finally gets a hit. It comes in the top of the 5th, but the runner is left stranded at second base after the Jordan Thompson double. 3-1 Harwich, halfway home here at White House Field. Hey fans, Devidime is the official website development company of the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox. They designed and developed our website and helped us with marketing to bring more fans to the games and more visitors to our website. Devidime helps organizations generate more leads and maximize their marketing budget. Check out devidime.com to learn more, and be sure to like on Facebook. That's DEVADIGM.com, devidime.com. Carlo Jimenez alongside Sam Lebowitz as we welcome you into the bottom of the 5th inning here at White House Field, where the Harwich Mariners are looking to end a 9-game winless streak as they lead the YD Red Sox by a score of 3-1. Bottom of the 5th, due up for Harwich is the 9-hole hitter Cole Harding, then the top of the order Nick Goodwin and Chris Newell to face Matt Cavanaugh, who comes in to begin the 5th. Cavanaugh came in with 2 outs in the 3rd, relinquished the lead in the 4th, and Scott Pickler keeping the sidearms lefty out there for the 5th.
The left fielder from Cincinnati, number 10, Cole Harding.
So here is Cole Harding, right-handed batter, who was just 2 for 29 over his last 10 games. Kavanaugh looks in. Closed off stance atop the mound. And his first pitch down the hill. Slider hit over the head of the shortstop, Hunter Haas, and into left field, a base hit. Cole Harding jumps on the first pitch. He sends it into left, and it's a leadoff knock for the Harwich Mariners.
Just a little slider that hung out over towards the outside corner, and a good job by Harding to wait back on it just enough to get some meat of the bat on that baseball and get it over Hunter Haas's head on the line.
So in stands the right-handed bat of Nick Goodwin, who doubled and scored back in the third, was the tying run. Whitey picked up a run to begin the game in the first stanza, but then Harwich with a run in the third, 2 in the fourth. They lead it 3-1. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Kavanaugh, the lefty, staring at first. Now deals home to Goodwin. Another slider. This ball turned on. Down the left field line. See you later. Nick Goodwin watches that one leave the yard, and a 2-run home run puts Harwich up 5-1 in the bottom of the fifth. 2 pitches, 2 hits, and Harwich in control with a 4-run lead. Another slider, and Goodwin saw it the whole way as he admired his 3rd home run of the summer. Down that left field line, Costello gave it a couple looks. And the Mariners now lead the Whitey Red Sox 5-1.
Well, that ball was crushed, Carlo. I don't know if you saw it. It left the park by a wide margin, and you'd be excused for not seeing Nick Goodwin pimp that baseball.
Left-handed bat of Chris Newell takes a first pitch strike. 86 on the fastball, no balls and 1 strike. That's just the 3rd pitch of the inning for Matt Kavanaugh. A single by Harding, a 2-run home run by Goodwin, and all of a sudden the Whitey Red Sox are in a 4-run hole. That's 5 unanswered by this Mariner team. Kavanaugh's 0-1. Slider low. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. A monstrous home run by Nick Goodwin, who picks up his 3rd of the summer. He now has 14 RBIs, 3 of which have come against this Whitey team. Kavanaugh's 1-1. Swinging a ground ball over towards the Whitey dugout. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Newell picked up an RBI double back in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. That was against Drew Dowd, the last batter Dowd faced, who left the game at 48 pitches. Lights are on. The sun is gone. Flags quiet and right here at White House. Newell rests the bat on the left shoulder. Kavanaugh's 1-2. Swinging a hot shot down the left field line, hooking foul. Off the end of the bat, slicing down the line. That ball almost landed in fair territory, but third base umpire James Burns saw it the whole way. The Harwich dugout tried to do some pleasing, but it was clear as day that that ball was foul. And another 1-2 pitch coming.
About 4 or 5 different relievers pointed as if to say, that was a fair ball, Blue, even though it landed only about 10 feet from them, clearly in foul territory. And the third base umpire James Burns just kind of stared back at them and continued pointing foul and then turned around with a chuckle.
He stands with his hands on his hips down that third base line. Kavanaugh holds the glove next to his left ear. Now sets belly button high. 1-2. Slider popped up. Back over towards the snack jack here at White House Field. And into foul territory. The count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Another pitch coming to Newell. 2-run home run by Nick Goodwin has Harwich up 5-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Whitey team is stunned, and they'll need to come back on the road at White House, their last trip to White House Field. Newell, a returning Harwich Mariner, an all-star a season ago. Here comes a 1-2, and he swings and fights off a fastball down the third base line. And awaits another 1-2 pitch. Kavanaugh, the first reliever out of the pen after down went 2 2/3. So far, he's thrown 35 pitches through an inning and a third. 1-2. Swinging a looper down the right field line. First baseman Drew Bowser chases it, but runs out of real estate as it lands foul. And another pitch coming here to Chris Newell. This will be the 8th of the at-bat. Five to 1. Harwich leads YD, looking for their first win in 9 games. Kavanaugh, 1-2. Slider at the knees, strike 3 call. Matt Kavanaugh wins the battle with Chris Newell on the 8th pitch of the at-bat. He strikes him out looking. And there's the first out of the bottom of the 5th. And here's the youngest Cape Cod League MVP in history. It's Brock Wilkin. Wilkin, an MVP a season ago. After hitting .302, 6 home runs, 26 RBIs for the batting champ. Rests the bat on his right shoulder. The Wake Forest Demon Deacon stares in with 1 out and nobody on in the bottom of the 5th. Kavanaugh deals. Wilkin looks at a fastball that gets by Schliger and goes back to the screen. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Fans out and left by the breaks between the advertisements in left field and some out and right where there's a small group of bleachers. There's about 10 or 15 kids hanging out together. 1-0. Wilkin pops one up over the right field grandstand and foul, and 25 kids will go racing after one baseball. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. It's a madhouse here at White House.
Well, especially off the bat of someone like Wilkin, who's got a fair bit of prospect pedigree. This could be a future major leaguer, and that baseball could be worth something pretty soon.
A guy who Perfect Game said was the best prospect on Cape a season ago. 1-1-2. Swing and a miss. He chases a nasty slider. They count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wilkin comes from baseball blood. His uncle Chris played at the Astros and Orioles organization, reaching AAA. Uncle was also his high school coach at Bloomingdale High School. A 2021 collegiate baseball freshman All-American after hitting 17 home runs. 1-2. Slider just misses above the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on. 5-1. The Harwich Mariners lead the Whitey Red Sox. Harwich has lost 5 of their last 9. The other 4 they have tied. And against the Eastern Division leading Whitey Red Sox, Mariners looking for an upset victory with a 5-1 lead. 2 runs here in the bottom of the 5th thanks to a Nick Goodwin blast down the left field line as Wilkin steps out. The glare of the lights here at White House reflecting off the back of his red helmet. He stands in the batter's box. Kavanaugh's 2-2. Slider taps back to the screen. Wilkin just gets underneath. Berm down the left field line is full. Fans by us sitting, watching patiently as Matt Kavanaugh continues to battle to these last 2 batters. An 8-pitch at-bat with Newell. This now the 6th pitch of the at-bat to Wilkin. 2-2. And he swings and will await a 7th as he taps one back off Trackman behind the plate. A lot of room behind home plate here at Harwich. And with that metal backstop, the ball doesn't bounce much. So with runners on, anything that gets by catchers really becomes dangerous. No sunlight on White House. 2-2. Slider misses away. Full count to Brock Wilkin, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wilkin, who took a break from Harwich, was at Team USA tryouts in Cary, North Carolina. Didn't make the team, and it didn't take long for him to be back in a Mariner uniform and making an impact. Kavanaugh's payoff pitch. 3-2, drops in the top of the zone, strike 3 called. Back-to-back looking strikeouts for Kavanaugh on long at-bats with Harwich Mariners. He now has 3 on the night, and there's 2 away in the bottom of the 5th.
From Boston College, number 30, Joe Vitrano.
And here stands the left-handed bat of Joe Vitrano, who walked against Kavanaugh last time up. 2 outs, bases empty. Harwich 5, Whitey 1. Lone run for the Red Sox coming in the first. Mariners have scored 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 2 more here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch to Vitrano, and he cranks a fastball foul. Back behind the stands. No balls and 1 strike. Vitrano, the New York Gatorade Player of the Year, who hit just 148 his freshman year and bumped that up to 308 this past season as a Boston College Eagle. 0-1. And he looks at a fastball that misses, up and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Vitrano was a two-way guy at BC his first year. 4.14 ERA in 18 appearances on the mound. Focused on just hitting this past season, and it worked out for him. 1-1. And he looks at a fastball that misses, up and away, 2 balls and a strike. Started 52 games, hit 13 home runs, a big body in that batter's box out of the cleanup spot. 6'4", 230. Kavanaugh bent at the waist, comes set, head high. Nobody on, 2-away, and a 5-1 Harwich lead over YD. 2-1 to Vitrano. Slider catches the outside part of the plate to the left-handed batter, and the count levels 2-2. Joe is just 1 for 12 this summer against the team in the YD unis. Chase Mydroff, the second baseman for the Red Sox, is deep in the hole, almost playing shallow right field. Jordan Thompson, the third baseman, away from the line. 2-2 is fouled back over by the bathrooms here at White House, and the count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 5 hits, 5 runs for Harwich. 1 hit, 1 run for YD. Their first hit, though, came in that top of the 5th inning. They did not get a hit, but scored a run in the first. A light peachy glow above the tops of the trees in right. No wind on a cool day here in Harwich, Massachusetts. Nobody on, 2 away, 2-2. Swinging a hop shot on the ground, stabbed nicely by the first baseman Bowser as he lunges to his right. Jogs to first, beats Vitrano there, and that ends the 5th. 2 hits, 2 come across on a 2-run home run from Nick Goodwin. It's now 5-1. Harwich leads YD through 5. No summer in YD Red Sox Nation would be complete without our youth baseball clinics, where boys and girls ages 5 and up can learn the game of baseball and the importance of sportsmanship. Kids get to master the skills and fundamentals of the game and sharpen their skills in a fun baseball clinic taught by Coach Pickler and the future major leaguers on our roster. For more information, go to ydredsox.com/clinics. Clinics are brought to you by the Salty Dog Group of Keller Williams Realty, MP Sports Cards, and Giardino's Family Restaurant. Top of the 6th inning here at White House Field, 5-1. Harwich leads YD. Here's the left-handed bat of Luke Schliger. First pitch home, he swings and misses at a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Reiselman still on the mound for this Harwich team, working into his 6th inning. 0-1, the fastball high. 1 ball, 1 strike. And why not, Sam? 7 strikeouts, 1 hit allowed, 1 run, and that was to Luke Schliger, who's been the only guy to find any success against the righty. 2 walks, a stolen base, and a run scored. 1-1 home. Schliger fights off a high fastball as he fouls it back towards the snack jack. In the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody out and nobody on. Harwich looking to end a 9-game winless streak. Currently leading 5-1 as we hit sunset hours here in Harwich, Massachusetts. 1-2. Fastball misses high and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The sky starting to turn a lighter blue. The clouds going from white to pink. And the lights increasing in brightness. Newly renovated White House Field. 2-2. Schliger takes a slider away. Full count to Luke Schliger. Second full count he's been able to work against Reiselman. Did it back to begin the game in the top of the 1st. Walked the board. Eventually came around and scored. Schliger with a bat bouncing off his left shoulder. 3-2. And he takes strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. The slider catches the zone, and that's strikeout number 8 for Reiselman. There's 1 away in the visitor half of the 6th inning. Here's Hunter Haas. What a performance this has been from Eric Reiselman. 1 out, base paths vacant. 5-1, Harwich leads YD. Right-handed bat of Haas looks on, opening offering, and he takes slider away. 1 ball, no strikes. Haas, who is top 10 on Cape in average, had a 8-game hitting streak come to an end yesterday. 1-0, and he swings and lifts one down the right field line that hooks foul for his souvenir, just at the foot of the hill down the right field line. Count 1 ball and 1 strike to Hunter with 1 out. Haas has 5 multi-hit games over his last 9 starts. A guy who first started hitting in this 2-hole at Chatham, 1-1. And he swings and hits one foul in on the hands, a jam shot down the left field line. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And he hit his first home run in over a year at Veterans Field. That was back on June 30th. And ever since, he has found a home batting in the 2-hole for Scott Pickler. 1-2. And he swings and fights off a slider away, a defensive swing from Hunter. Headed to Texas A&M to follow his Arizona State hitting coach, Michael Early, or his former teammate Jack Moss is had a fantastic season, hitting above 280 for the Aggies. 1-2. Changeup misses inside, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Sam, got to imagine Hunter saw Moss's progression from his freshman year at ASU to leading the team at Texas A&M this past year and said, I want to do the same thing. 1 out, base is empty, 2-2. Hunter swings and misses at a high fastball. That's strikeout number 9. Reiselman. First 2 batters of the 6th strikeout. And here's the only batter with an RBI today, Chase Mydroff, and one of 2 batters in the lineup who has not struck out. As Reiselman works his 3rd time through the order. 2 outs, nobody on, 5-1, Harwich leads YD. trying to break the winless streak against the best team in the Eastern Division. Opening offering, the right-handed batter looks at a fastball low at 92, 1 ball and no strikes. Mydroff, who hit a sacrifice fly to right his last time up in the first, flew out to center in the fourth. 1-0. There's a fastball on the plate. Catches the outer edge about thigh high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Average continues to ride for Chase. 1-1, misses inside. Change up, can't find the zone. 2 balls and a strike. Hitting above 330 in his last 9 games. He's now hitting 286 on the summer. The bat in a circle on his right shoulder. 2-1, and he appraises a changeup that drops in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sliger struck out looking, Haas struck out swinging. 2 outs, nobody on, 5-1. The lead for the Harwich Mariners on a beautiful sunset here at White House Field. 2-2. Swing and a miss at a fastball. Reiselman strikes out the side. He has 10 on the night as he puts the Red Sox down in order and faces the minimum. 5-1. Harwich leads YD. We head to the bottom of the 6th here on the Cape Cod Broadcast Network. We welcome you back to White House Field here on the Cape Cod Broadcast Network. Carlo Jimenez alongside Sam Lebowitz hanging out with you. Bottom of the 6th inning coming your way. Matt Cavanaugh still out on the mound for YD. The Harwich Mariners, a team that has not won a game in their last 9, looking to end that streak today. They currently lead 5-1 over the YD Red Sox on an absolutely gorgeous night here at White House Field. Pink clouds juxtapose the blue sky. In the final trip of the summer here to Harwich, Massachusetts, in the regular season, that is, for the YD Red Sox. If the playoffs were to start today, these 2 teams would face off in a 3-game series. Harwich currently sits 4th in the Eastern Division. YD sits 1st. Cavanaugh, out of the pen, has allowed 4 runs to come across. He has given up 3 hits, including a loud 2-run home run by Nick Goodwin back in the 5th. As he begins the bottom of the 6th, Tommy Seidel, Hunter Stokely, David Smith all due up. That's the 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Harwich Mariners.
Number 34, Tommy Seidel.
Seidel, who raked a triple into the gap into left center his last time up, picked up an RBI with it as well. 2 triples now for Tommy. That leads the Cape. And the right-handed batter looks towards the left-handed pitcher of Cavanaugh. Opening offering down the hill. He shows bunt, bluffs it, and takes a fastball low. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Lights are on at full strength. Very light clouds atop the sky here at White House, but they have turned sunset pink. 5-1, Harwich leads YD. Cavanaugh's 1-0 to the plate. Fastball high, 2 balls and no strikes. Matt, who came in with 2 gone in the 3rd, and a runner at 2nd, was able to get Brock Wilkin to fly out to right. Surrendered 2 runs in the 4th and 2 in the 5th as he tries to get through the 6th. For YD, just one hit offensively. It has been a struggle against Eric Reiselman, who's got 10 strikeouts. 2-0. Slider finds the zone. 2 balls and a strike. Seidel, whose brother Billy Seidel, Tommy and Billy, pitched for Harwich this summer. In fact, started against YD in the Red Sox last trip to White House Field. 2-1. Tommy checks the swing. Did he go? No. Takes a fastball low. 3 balls and a strike. The rising senior who spent 4 seasons at Harvard and the last one at Alabama. From the Crimson to the Crimson Tide. And now Luke Schliger wants time. As the catcher rips off the mask, that M from Maryland on the back showing. He takes a breather. And Tommy Seidel digs back in with the eye black underneath both eyes. He taps the plate twice. Space is empty. Nobody out. 5-1. Harwich leads YD in the bottom of the 6th. Kavanaugh stares in, comes set. Belly button high. 3-1. Fastball catches the top of the zone. And the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Tommy Seidel. Kavanaugh bent at the waist, stares in, glove pinned against his uniform. He comes set. Defense straight away for Seidel. 3-2, he swings and rolls one on the ground left side. Charging the shortstop, Hunter Haas. He gloves, throw to first in time to beat the speedster. Nice play by Hunter Haas, who had to really range forward after playing deep in the dirt. And there's 1 out.
Now batting for your Harwich Mariners, the first baseman from UNC, number 33, Hunter Stokely.
And here's Hunter Stokely in the bottom of the 6th with 1 away. 5-1, Harwich leads YD. Stokely, who had a sacrifice fly to score Seidel back in the 4th, is 0 for 1 today. Struck out looking against the starter, Drew Dowd. Shift is on for Stokely, the left-handed batter. To the right of second base is the third baseman, Jordan Thompson. Kavanaugh's first pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball at 87. That's the hardest we've seen Matt throw in the count. No balls and 1 strike. Hunter Haas is playing in his regular shortstop position. And Chase Mydroff, the second baseman, with his heels on the outfield grass. Still no wind on a buggy night here at White House Field. Hope you brought the bug spray, Sam. 0-1. Fastball, another 87-mile-an-hour fastball, misses away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Actually, you did, Carlo, so I appreciate you letting me use some of yours.
Anytime, anytime. What is mine is yours. 5 hits for the Mariners, resulting in 5 runs. 1 hit for the Red Sox, resulting in 1 run. Kavanaugh stares in, bases cleared, and 1 out. 1-1. Misses below the zone. Another fastball, 2 balls and a strike. There is action in that Harwich bullpen. Trying to get a word on who it is. Kavanaugh with a long hold, 2-1 to the plate. Slider at the knees, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hunter Stokely. Teddy Sharkey, right-handed pitcher out of Coastal Carolina, is getting warm. Getting set to make his 3rd appearance of the summer. We'll see if we'll see Reiselman again. 6 innings of work, 10 strikeouts, 1 hit baseball for Eric Reiselman. Electric stuff on the mound today. 2-2. Swinging a ground ball right side. First baseman Bowser waiting for it. He'll take it to the bag himself as he beats out Hunter Stokely. 2 up, 2 down to begin the 6th. And here's David Smith, who's 0 for 2.
Now batting for your Harwich Mariners, the second baseman from UConn, number 4, David Smith.
David Smith, right-handed batter, looks on with 2 outs as the Sky continues to darken. It is all trees across the outfield here at White House Field. Tall trees, too, about 20, 30 feet in the air. First pitch home. Fastball high. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes to David Smith. Smith, who's still trying to find his rhythm this summer. Just hitting 133, a part of a UConn team that surprised a lot of people. Beat Luke Schliger's Maryland team, who's the catcher for Whitey right now at the plate in the College Park Regional. Kavanaugh's 1-0. Slider low, 2 balls and no strikes. A Maryland team that won the Big Ten for the first time, hosted a regional for the first time, and then UConn came in, one of the hottest teams in the country, but didn't get a whole lot of respect in terms of the seedings in the NCAA tournament. Kavanaugh glares towards Slinger, gets the sign he likes. 2-0 the count with 2 outs and nobody on. 5-1 Harwich leads. The pitch, fastball misses away. 3 balls and no strikes. Here to Hunter Stokely, or David Smith, excuse me. Matt Cassetti, the newest Alabama player, is on deck, going from Florida to Alabama, a little inter-SEC transfer. 3-0. Fastball finds the bottom of the zone, 3 balls and a strike. David Smith, known as Smitty by this Mariner team. Doesn't have a hit this summer against YD. Kavanaugh looking for his first 1-2-3 inning in relief for the Red Sox. 2 outs, nobody on. 3-1. Swinging a foul ball down the right field line. Hooks just past the light pole. And a full count with 2 away and nobody aboard. Red Sox have had comebacks before, trailing 5-1. One that comes to mind, the largest of the summer, was Bourne at home, where they trailed 4-0 and then went on to put 8 on the board in a row. And you wonder, Sam, with Reiselman seemingly out of this game, how much that might help a Whitey offense struggling. 3-2, swinging a looper into shallow right field. Diving the second baseman, Mydroff. He makes the catch. Are you kidding me? Chase Mydroff steals a base hit away from David Smith on an all-out dive towards shallow right center field. Loses a hat, but finds the baseball and ends the bottom of the 6th. Kavanaugh sets him down in order. We head to the 7th. It's 5-1. Harwich leads YD.
Playing the back third here at White House Field in Harwich. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez taking you through a final matchup between these two teams in Harwich. We'll be back at it between these two teams as a home-and-home series shifts to Yarmouth tomorrow for the 5th of 6 games between these Eastern Division rivals. For this one, here and now in the top of the 7th, the Red Sox trailing 5-1, but perhaps a chance to breathe a sigh of relief as Eric Raiselman, who was outstanding in the first 6 innings of this game for Harwich, allowing a run on just a hit with 2 walks, struck out 10 in his 6 frames. He's out of the game. And the new pitcher is the right-hander out of Coastal Carolina, Teddy Sharkey. A Brielle, New Jersey native, stands 6 foot 200, making his 3rd appearance for the Mariners. The first 2 have gone swimmingly. 2 2/3 innings, scoreless, has not allowed a base runner. He's retired all 8 hitters to face him so far this summer. He gets the middle of the Red Sox order. Cole Carrick, Mike Bovey, Caden Connor. Carrick yesterday had a pair of hits, a pair of RBIs. Today, he struck out twice against Raiselman. Switch hitter batting left. First pitch home is golfed in the air, shallow to right. In comes Seidel, charging in hard. He makes the catch. That's the first out in the 7th, and a group of young fans who have perched themselves right out behind Seidel in right field, conglomerated behind the fence out there, gives Seidel a big cheer, perhaps a little fan club for Tommy.
They're cheering for everyone and anybody. When they arrived to the ballpark, they announced Drew Bowser's name, and everybody in unison said, yeah, go Drew Bowser.
Here's Mike Bovey, another left-hand hitter. First pitch to Mike, misses inside, 1-0. But given their proximity to Seidel, you have to imagine he's been communicating with them perhaps a little bit. Maybe he has thrown a couple of baseballs their way because they really cheered for him when he came up with that first out. Just like Cole Carrick, Mike Bovey struck out against Raiselman in both his at-bats today. 1-0 heads home. This is low at 92, a fastball from the Coastal Carolina right-hander. Mike Bovey trying to break out of a slump that has now extended to just 3 of his last 32 at-bats. 2-0 down the middle at 93. Carlo, do you know what the mascot of Coastal Carolina is? It's a weird one, I'll tell you that much.
It's a color and an animal, I believe.
2-1 to Bovey is roped right past the second baseman, David Smith, who leapt for it. Couldn't get it. It's a sharp single off the bat of Mike Bovey. Trying to get things going and get off the schneid. That'll help a bit. The second Red Sox hit, they have a runner on first with 1 away here in the 7th. Brings up Caden Connor. First hit for the Red Sox since Jordan Thompson's 5th inning double. It's a Chanticleer.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that in a million years.
Rather a Chanticleer. I'm sorry, mispronunciation. A Chanticleer is a rooster in a sense. First pitch to Caden Connor. Misses inside. The mascot's name? Chauncey. Chauncey the Chanticleer.
It's a pretty good mascot. All I remember is the bird-like head, but the bird is always bright blue, which I always was curious about because there's no bright blue birds.
I'm sure there's some. 1-0. So he ain't going to miss. A fastball blew it by him.
The blue of Coastal Carolina is
like a very teal turquoise blue.
I've just never seen a bird that color.
Well, we'll have to do some research and see if that's a naturally occurring color in birds, but Chauncey the Chanticleer is a foremost example of the color in winged creatures. Runner on first, 1 out. Top of the 7th, 5-1 game. 1-1 is rolled to the right side. Second baseman Smith fields. Goes to second for 1. Wide throw. Safe is the call. They say the shortstop, Goodwin, came off the bag as the throw pulled him to the right field side of second. So maybe a chance brewing for the Red Sox. 2 on, 1 out. No argument from the Harwich dugout.
Now batting for the Red Sox, the first baseman from Stanford, number 8, Drew Bowser.
And it'd be a fielder's choice with an error on the throw by Smith.
Exactly what Whitey was looking for. You get Reiselman finally out of the game after he dominated every aspect from start to finish. And just like that, Whitey has the tying run on deck.
Here's Drew Bowser. First pitch to him, right-hand hitter, swings and misses on a fastball at 93 from Sharkey. Count 0-1. Bowser does have power, can get the Red Sox back in this game with one swing of the bat. He had 18 home runs for Stanford this year. Has yet to really establish the power bat for the Red Sox this summer. With 2 on, 1 out, 0-1 home. Swing and a miss again. Another fastball again through it. 92 miles an hour from Sharkey. Sharkey sets at the belt. On an 0-2. Foul back. Bowser got a better swing at that one. Carlo, I have more tidbits on Chanticleers for you.
I love Chanticleers. Hit me with it.
The nickname in origin was inspired by Geoffrey Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. I know, our producer Danie is giving me a look like, what? But it's true.
I've read a couple Canterbury Tales.
Well, I read it in high school English. Another 0-2. Breaking ball well upstairs. Didn't really bend much. And a 1-2 count now on Bowser. That's the first off-speed pitch we've seen from Teddy Sharkey. It was described in the Canterbury Tales as follows. This will be a direct quote. His comb was redder than fine coral and turreted like a castle wall. His bill was black and shone like a jet, and his legs and toes were like azure. His nails were whiter than the lily, and his feathers were like a burnished gold.
Wow.
Here's another 1-2. Roped up the middle, a base hit. Bovey had to hold up to make sure that ball got through. He stays put at third. Up to second goes Connor. Drew Bowser ropes his first hit of the day. Second hit of the inning. The bases loaded for the Red Sox with 1 out. And Jordan Thompson, who doubled his last time up, comes up to the plate as the tying run in a 5-1 game.
Number 11, Jordan Thompson.
Maybe we should continue talking about roosters, Chanticleers, things of that nature.
I'd just like to point out that last sentence you read, sentence and a half. I mean, that description should be put in how to describe anything textbook. That was unreal. Comb redder than fine coral. Feathers like a burnished gold. Nails whiter than the lily.
As the pitching coach for the Mariners goes out to talk to Sharkey before Thompson steps in. Well, I don't think it's a coincidence that the Coastal Carolina official colors are teal and bronze, Carlo. Both of those sort of described in that sentence, the azure like a blue, the burnished gold kind of a bronze.
If you described the baseball game like that, Sam, I would say maybe poetry is for your future.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to alienate the listeners, Carlo. We are, after all, doing our best to call a baseball game. Danie Wilkinson gets up, throwing in the Harwich bullpen. He's a left-hander. He just started throwing, still not off the mound yet. Jordan Thompson to hit with the bases loaded. Only one away, right on right here against Sharkey. First pitch home. Breaking ball in the dirt, boxed around by Matt Gassetti, but no advance by the runners. It's Bovey on third, Caden Connor on at second, Drew Bowser on at first. The Red Sox trailing 5-1 here in the top of the seventh at White House Field, but a chance to cut into that with Thompson the hitter. 1 for 2 today. A deep flyout, a double. 1-0. Swing and a foul tip held by Gassetti, a curveball. Count 1-1 on Thompson, who fared fairly well against his LSU teammate, Eric Reiselman, who struck out everyone in this lineup except Jordan Thompson. Thompson broke through for the first hit against him in the 5th inning his last time up. But Raiselman's out of the game now. 1-1. Curve in the dirt. And Thompson leaves it there, and Gassetti is going to go and chat with Teddy Sharkey, who meets him out in front of home plate before they head back to the mound.
Thompson double last time up, Sam, the one down the left field line. That went all the way into the corner that Jordan had time to pretty much walk to second base. Another hit like that could score everybody on the base paths.
Lots of room in foul territory down each corner as the bullpen kind of curves outward slightly before it comes back towards the corner. Thompson facing a 2-1 count with the bases full of Red Sox and 1 away. Here it comes. Foul tipped in and out of the glove of Gassetti, a fastball at 93, about where Sharkey's topped out in this frame. Carlo, another point on those Chanticleers. They've had that nickname since 1963.
It's a great nickname.
They chose the name to mirror the University of South Carolina, who also have a nickname on a variation of Rooster, the Gamecocks, who were their parent university. Another 2-2. Roped out toward short, over the shortstop. Goodwin's head, a base hit. Kicked around by the left fielder, 1 run scores, a late hold on Caden Connor after the bobble. Bovee in from third, everyone else moves up 90. Red Sox get a little closer. It's 5-2 on another sharp single off Sharkey. And the Coastal Carolina Chanticleer not faring well for the first time this summer. His first 2 outings, he had retired all eight batters to face him, and he's retired just 1 of his first 5. It's going to be Johnny Long now to pinch hit for Jack Costello with the bases full and only 1 away, a run home in this inning. Long, a right-hand hitter, comes off the bench. A 194 hitter. He has homered twice and driven in 11 runs this summer. RBI single for Thompson, a 2-hit day for him. He's at first. Bowser at second, Caden at third. And first pitch to Long, a curveball that misses away.
And an offense that had 1 hit coming into this frame, already with 3. And now the go-ahead run at the plate. What a turn of events for YD.
1-0. Upstairs a fastball. Count goes to 2-0 on Johnny Long. 3 for his last 18. It's been a struggle for the most part for Johnny, but when tasked with getting runners in from third, he succeeded. He's 5th on Cape Cod in RBIs coming into this game, and he's got a chance to tack on. 2-0. Breaking ball drops in, strike 1. That's the best curveball that Sharkey's featured. The count 2-1. Long played yesterday against Falmouth. He went 1 for 3 with an RBI. That RBI hit was an infield hit. Right on right. Sacks full of Red Sox, 1 away, a run home already in a 5-2 game. 2-1. Taken. Fastball. Strike 2. Count runs to 2-2 on Long. Caden Connor, the runner on third, runs well. Drew Bowser and Jordan Thompson at second and first, both average runners. The infield playing back everywhere, hoping for a double play ball. It's a 2-2 count on Johnny Long with 1 out. Here it comes. Curveball fouled off right side. He waited nicely on it and slashed it the other way and stays in the at-bat. Lou Schliger with the top of the lineup card in the on-deck circle. Red Sox want to get it to him. And Danie Wilkinson, the left-hander, could be up in the bullpen to face him. But first, Sharkey's got to get through Long. Long trying to prevent him from doing so. 2-2 again. Curveball just missed. It bent around the strike zone off the inside corner. The count runs full on Long with 1 out. Action pitch brewing here. Long has taken 7 walks this year. His on-base percentage still, though, sits below 300 at 296 coming into this at-bat. Sharkey sets at the belt, a close set. 3-2. Foul, back a fastball, 92. A grunt from Sharkey as he let that one fly. And we'll do it again, another 3-2 brewing. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat between the pinch hitter Johnny Long and the Coastal Carolina Chanticleer, Teddy Sharkey. Outfield shaded the other way on Long. 3-2 again. Taken low for ball 4. In from third comes Caden Connor. Up to third goes Drew Bowser. Up to second, Jordan Thompson. On at first with an RBI the easy way is Johnny Long. And he fought for that one.
A fantastic at-bat, taking 2 tough pitches towards the end of it, Sam. You mentioned the breaking ball that curved around the zone, that one low. And now Luke Schliger with one swing of the bat can tie this game up, but he's going to face a new arm.
Well, that'll do it for Teddy Sharkey. It didn't go well. He retired his first hitter, but since then, a walk, or rather a single, an error, 2 more walks, a walk, an error, 2 singles, and a walk. It's 2 runs home for the Red Sox. It will be Wilkinson, the left-hander, to come in for Harwich. We'll take a quick break before introducing you to him. Luke Schliger coming to bat. Red Sox now trailing just 5-3. Things have gotten a little tighter in this game. We entered the 7th in a 5-1 game. The Red Sox had just 1 hit in this game, but it was not easy for Teddy Sharkey, who retired just 1 of the 6 hitters he faced. 2 runs home in the inning. The bases still loaded. Sharkey just a spectator now. It's Danny Wilkinson, the left-hander out of Villanova, on to make his 3rd appearance of the summer. We'll get a left-on-left matchup to start. It's Luke Schliger, 0 for 1 today, but he's walked twice. He scored what was the lone Red Sox run coming into this frame. Bowser's on at 3rd, Thompson at 1st, and Johnny Long at 1st. As the first pitch home to Schliger is a called strike, a fastball at 87. We have a pinch runner on for Johnny Long at 1st after his bases loaded walk prior to the pitching change. It's Homer Bush. So something in the gap with all of Bush's speed could give the Red Sox the lead. 0-1. Taking fastball away at 89 from Wilkinson, who's not yet allowed a run on the mound for Harwich. In 5 innings of work across his 2 outings, he has struck out 11. He's been excellent. Left on left, 1-1 to Schliger. Swing and a miss. He went a little off the plate on a fastball. That one at 91. Wilkinson starting to air it out a little bit. 3 straight fastballs. He's ahead 1-2. In a game that has been a rather lax game throughout the entirety of it, thanks in large part to Eric Raiselman's outstanding 6 innings with 10 strikeouts, allowing just a run on 1 hit. But his bullpen faltering here in the 7th. Red Sox have already tallied 2, a chance for more. 1-2. Curve. In there! Strike 3 called over the outside corner. His first off-speed pitch. And he fooled Schliger for strike 3. Second time Schliger's taking a called third strike in this game.
Red Sox, the shortstop from Arizona State.
And Schliger disgusted at that last call. He was digging his foot into the dirt, looked at home plate umpire John Patala with a face of awe, as if he was so confused that pitch was off the plate. He's been playing catcher in this game for 6 frames, Sam. So you'd imagine he has a good eye of the strike zone.
He's set aside. Here's Hunter Haas, right-hand hitter, bases loaded, 2 out. First pitch to Haas, taking a fastball at the knees. 0-1 to Hunter, who has hit a couple of baseballs hard, but he's 0 for 3. Struck out his last time through. Hunter's been cooled down a tad over the last couple of days. An 8-game hitting streak snapped yesterday in Falmouth. 0-1. Swing and a foul back to the netting. The count quickly 0-2 on Haas, and with how Sharkey struggled in his outing prior to Wilkinson coming into this game, Wilkinson has come out throwing strikes, trying to quiet a Red Sox rally. Bases loaded, 2 out. Red Sox down 2, 0-2 count to Haas. Here it comes. Curve in the dirt at his feet. Count 1-2. If Haas can keep the inning going, Chase Mydroth is the on-deck hitter. The outfield shades to the opposite field against Hunter Haas, who will tell you he's not much of a power hitter, but had 2 doubles and a homer in his 8-game hitting streak. 1-2. Chased in the dirt for strike 3. Gassetti throws to first in time. Haas set aside. Didn't need to throw it. Could have stepped on home plate. But instead, it's out number 3 on another strikeout. Wilkinson gets both of his hitters in relief of Sharkey. Red Sox tally 2, leave the bases loaded, heading to the bottom of the 7th. Get up and stretch. It's 5-3 Harwich. Hope you stretched. We resume play here in the bottom of the 7th. Red Sox have made a game of it with 2 in the top of the 7th against the Harwich bullpen. They now trail 5-3, And it's Bryce Collins who's out of the bullpen, tasked with keeping it a 2-run game. Collins will look to rebound after his last outing was frankly about as bad as a reliever could have an outing. The LSU right-hander faced 3 batters against Wareham back on July 2nd. He walked all 3 and was credited with 2 runs against his ledger. He faces 8-9-1. Matt Gassetti leads off, followed by Cole Harding, Nick Goodwin. First win home is a fastball strike at 91 from Collins.
Collins didn't throw a strike in that last outing, Sam, until his 7th pitch, so that's a good start.
Gets ahead of Gassetti, who's 0 for 2. First 0-1 is a fastball strike again. Count quickly 0-2. Collins, an LSU Tiger by way of the University of Arizona. At LSU this year, a 3.62 ERA across 20 relief outings. 0-2, curveball, swing and a miss, you got him. 3 pitches, 3 strikes already. A better outing in this one for Bryce Collins than his last one. He retires his first batter on a strikeout.
He faced those 3 batters against Wareham, Sam. He only threw 3 strikes that entire outing. He just struck out somebody on 3 pitches.
Brings Cole Harding to the plate. Harding hit a single and scored his last time, 1 for 2 today. Another right-hand hitter, first pitch fastball, in over the outside corner for a strike. The walks weren't really an issue for Collins at LSU. They were at times. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Blew that fastball by him. 5 pitches, 5 strikes from Bryce Collins. Looking like a different pitcher today. He did have 20 in 30 1/3 innings, so they crept up on him at some point. 0-2. Fastball tipped in and out of the glove of Schliger. So that dispels any notion of an immaculate inning, which of course would be 3 strikeouts on just 9 pitches, 9 strikes. After he got the first 5, that foul ball dispels the notion. Still remains 0-2 on Harding. Infield straight up, as is the outfield. Slight shade to the opposite field against the Cincinnati outfielder. 0-2. Upstairs, a fastball, 92 from Collins, the bespectacled right-hander from Valencia, California. LSU Tigers have been all over this game for both sides. 1-2. Curve just misses down. That one looked pretty good at just 71 miles an hour, but it had some sharp bite to it and playing well off that fastball. That's about a 20-mile-per-hour difference. 2-2. Curve this one in there, strike 3 called. He got him looking with the breaking ball.
And you can see why that curveball works, Sam. Collins throws out of the same arm slot with the curveball and the fastball, and the motion is the same. So you can't even tell that the ball is a breaking ball until it's about halfway to the plate.
And he completely froze Cole Harding there. Here's Nick Goodwin, who stamped this game with a 2-run homer his last time. He's got that and a double, a couple of runs scored in this game out of the leadoff spot. His 2-run homer off Matt Cavanaugh in the 5th. Currently the difference in this game as the Mariners lead 5-3. First pitch to him. Now the righty curveball in there, strike 1 over the outside corner. Maybe a generous call, but John Patala says yes. Of course, the game was started for Harwich by an LSU Tiger. 0-1, another curveball over the inside corner. 0-2. Bryce Collins is looking like a different man today. Eric Raiselman went the first 6 for Harwich, allowed a run on 1 hit with 10 strikeouts. He was outstanding. 0-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. A fastball, blew it by him. Bryce Collins looking like a man possessed after his last outing in which he didn't retire a batter against Wareham. He strikes out the side on 11 pitches in the bottom of the 7th. Keeps this a 2-run deficit for the Red Sox. On to the 8th we go here at White House Field in Harwich. The Mariners leading the Red Sox 5-3. On to the 8th we go here at White House Field in Harwich. The Red Sox have gotten it a little closer. It was a 5-1 game. They scored 2 in the 7th. That's where we stand. It's 5-3. They've got the middle of their lineup against Danie Wilkinson. Coming to bat, Chase Meidroth, Cole Carrick, Mike Bovey.
Number 14 from University of San Diego, Chase Meidroth.
Meidroth today has taken an 0 for 2. He did drive home the game's first run in the first inning with a sacrifice fly. Both his sac fly and his third inning lineout were smoked. He takes a first pitch fastball from Wilkinson, 0-1. Wilkinson came in relief of Teddy Sharkey, who struggled through to 6 batters, only retired 1 of them in the 7th. 0-1, upstairs, fastball. Wilkinson came in with 2 runs home, the bases loaded, and only 1 away. The Red Sox getting the game within 2 runs, but he struck out his 2 hitters. 1-1. This is down and in, a fastball. He got Luke Schliger looking and Hunter Haas swinging to get out of that bases-loaded jam, and now trying to quiet it down even further in the 8th inning. 2-1. Popped foul and out of play. So the count 2-2 on Meidroth.
And if Meidroth can reach, you get one of the hottest bats in this lineup in Cole Carrick. And see if Whitey can manufacture a couple more runs in the late frames.
Meidroth himself had been hot coming into this game. 11 for his last 32. 2-2, curve in the dirt. And a good layoff by Meidroth as the ball caroms off the shoulder pad of Matt Cassetti down the first baseline. So a full count to Meidroth. No movement in the Harwich bullpen as of yet. A couple guys stretching, no one throwing. Full count to Chase Meidroth leading off the 8th. Here it comes, and it's fouled back. The Red Sox snapped a 3-game winless skid yesterday with a 3-2 win against Falmouth, trying to expand a division lead against rival Harwich tonight, but they'll have to come from behind. 3-2. In there, strike 3 call to the top of the zone. He got him with an off-speed pitch. Meidroth had taken a step towards first into an incredulous hop towards the Red Sox dugout.
San Diego State, number 4, Cole Carrick.
As John Patala called it strike 3. It's the first out in the 8th. Wilkinson has faced 3. He struck all 3 out. Here's Cole Carrick with 1 out, nobody on in the 8th.
It's the second strikeout in the last 3 batters that has been awfully close. Strike 3 called.
First pitch to Cole Carrick, swung on and missed a fastball. 0-1 to Cole. There's been lots of swings and misses on the Red Sox side. Also lots of called strike 3s taken. The Red Sox have struck out 13 times in this game. Switch hitter batting right, 0-1. Squares to bunt, pops it foul out towards the press box behind home plate. Count quickly 0-2 on Carrick, who's trying to get a board for Mike Bovey here with 1 out in the 8th inning. On the Mariners side, this game matters because, well, the Mariners haven't won a game in quite a while. Their last 9 tries, they're winless. It's not been all losses. It's 5 losses, 4 ties. They're on a 2-game tie streak. 0-2. Inside it missed. Brush Carrick off the plate a tad on a slider. Count 1-2 on Cole. 4 of their last 5 games have ended in a tie. 1-2. In the dirt, couldn't get him to go. This one a change. The count 2-2 on Carrick. And the Mariners are already 11 points behind the Red Sox for first place in the division standings. Now, they're in playoff position at 4th place in the division as Patala, the home plate umpire, is calling his umpires in. I think they want to check and see if either Carrick swung at that last pitch in the dirt or if he maybe tipped it.
Yeah, he definitely hit the ball, and it bounced up off his bat and went underneath the glove of the catcher, Gassetti. The question is, did any of the other umpires see it? Harwich saw it as well, and Angler popped out of the dugout.
And they're going to call it a foul ball. Not a long conversation. Count pivots back from a 2-2 to a 1-2 on Carrig. Cole today 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. He was the only batter that Teddy Sharkey retired last inning. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him out in front of a slider. Make it 4 consecutive strikeouts out of the bullpen for Danny Wilkinson. And the Villanova Wildcat is looking effective.
Now batting for the Red Sox, the DH from Nebraska, Omaha, number 19, Mike Bovee.
Here goes to bat against Mike Bovee, who started the rally against Sharkey in the 7th with a sharply hit single. Came around to score. Left on left here. Wilkinson out of the full windup. First pitch home is a fastball that skips in for ball 1. The infield shifts slightly towards the pole side as Gassetti's going to go and have a conversation with Wilkinson before this at-bat continues. Not sure about what Wilkinson looks about as pristine as you can get. Maybe a cross-up on that last pitch, but he has quieted any notion of a Red Sox come-from-behind win, at least for the moment. Red Sox now down to their final 4 outs after they had designs to come all the way back. And I think something's wrong with Wilkinson as the home plate umpire and Matt Gassetti both motion for the Mariners dugout to come take a look. And the trainer will come out and check on Wilkinson. Something is the matter here. Not going to speculate on what, but Wilkinson is chatting with his head coach and his trainer. The rest of the infield comes and chats with them as well. And quickly, the Mariners have some double barrel action going in their bullpen, and Wilkinson's going to depart from this game. Something happened on maybe that last pitch that is cause for concern for the Mariners. And injury replacement on the mound with a 1-0 count on Bovee. 2 out, none on here in this top of the 8th. Hunter Hodges was warming for the Mariners. We'll see if he is indeed coming into this game. We'll take a quick break. Whoever does come in will have as much time as he needs to fully get warm. But for now, we'll take a quick breather here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network in a 5-3 Mariners lead in the top of the 8th with 2 down. We come back in the top of the 8th with 2 out, none on. A 1-0 count will resume to Mike Bovey when we get fully set. The new pitcher in the game for Harwich is Drew Conover, the right-hander out of Rutgers, transferring from Seton Hall, a Pittstown, New Jersey native. Big 6'5", skinny right-hander who comes out of a high sidearm, 3/4 arm angle, will work on Mike Bovey in relief of Danny Wilkinson. The Villanova left-hander looked outstanding in relief. Faced 4 batters, struck all 4 of them out. But the first pitch to Mike Bovey, he clearly felt something off.
Once again, Mike Bovey at the plate.
And he departs with the trainer. Conover took as much time as he needed to get warm and get into this game. Did take plenty of time. You sometimes worry when a guy comes in as an injury replacement, as he's set for Bovey. 1-0 is a fastball strike. 1-1 on Bovey. Sometimes worry when a guy comes in as an injury replacement that they feel a little rushed in getting warm out on the mound and might not take as many pitches as they need, but it looked like Conover took plenty. 1-1. Fastball just beneath the knees. 2-1 on Bovey. Red Sox trailing 5-3 here in the top of the 8th at White House Field with 2 out and none on, and a 2-1 count to Bovey. Here it comes. Chopped foul up the first baseline. Bovey hit the ball hard for a single his last time through. Has also struck out twice today, but that single a good sign for Mike, a little sign of life, as he came into this game in a 3-for-30 skid. Trying to work in a 2-2 count with 2 out, and the base is empty here. Trying to get aboard with Caden Connor in the on-deck circle. Here's a 2-2. Chased it for strike 3. Goes down swinging on a fastball running away from him. Conover comes in for Wilkinson for injury relief and strikes out his hitter. We head off to the bottom of the 8th. Harwich leading 5-3. We'll be right back. Bottom of the 8th here at White House Field. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez. The Mariners leading the Red Sox 5-3. And they will look for more. 2-3-4 in their lineup, started by Chris Newell, followed by Brock Wilkin and Joe Vitrano. Out against Bryce Collins, who had a bit of a long layoff between his first inning of relief and this inning, thanks to the injury replacement on the mound for Harwich. First pitch to Newell, misses away for ball 1. Collins didn't do a whole lot of that in his first inning of work. He struck out the side on just 11 pitches. Facing Newell here, 1 for 3, an RBI double. 1-0. Curve, a slow one at 72. It misses low. And Collins, after the long layoff, falls behind 2-0 to his first hitter here in the 8th, trying to keep this game close and give the Red Sox a chance in the 9th. 2-0. Fastball just misses off the outside corner. says John Patala, the home plate umpire, and a quick 3-0 count from Collins. We'll try to avoid walking Newell because the walks were an issue in his last outing against Wareham. He faced 3 batters, walked all 3. 3-0. Fastball strike over the outside corner. Took a little off that one to ensure it was in the strike zone, 88 miles an hour. Looks like Scott Pickler's going to try to push him through this 8th inning. Infield shifts right in a 3-1 count. Here it comes. Fastball missed beneath the knees for ball 4. Newell reaches for the second time.
Now
First
batting
walk
your
for
Harwich
Bryce
Mariners,
Collins.
the third baseman from Wake Forest, number 25.
Leadoff man aboard for Brock Wilken. Wilken today 0 for 2 with the walk. Red Sox have kept him mostly quiet out of the 3-hole. It's been really those first 2 spots in the batting order, along with Tommy Seidel in the 5th spot, who have been the trouble ones for the Red Sox. First pitch. Fastball missed away. Big hits in this game. The Newell RBI double. The Nick Goodwin 2-run homer. As well as Tommy Seidel's RBI triple. Those are the key knocks for Harwich. Throw over to first. Checking in on Newell. Newell has 3 stolen bases this summer. Another check on him before the 1-0 from Collins. Looking the big right-handed slugger returned to the lineup yesterday for Harwich after competing in the Team USA trials down in Cary, North Carolina. Didn't make the final roster for overseas competition, so he's back here. 1-0. Up and in, a fastball. Luke Schliger out of the crouch, checks the runner back to first, doesn't throw. And it's 3-1, and maybe Collins, now actually a 2-0 count, check that. Maybe Collins looking a little more like he did in his last appearance than he did in his first inning of work tonight. Falling behind his second straight hitter to start the bottom of the 8th. 2-0, curveball, drops in strike 1.
So 2-0 curveball there. Gutsy call from Pickler out of the bullpen, Sam. You think you'd go fastball, try to get one in there, maybe to get Wilken to ground one up the middle, a Whitey defense that turned 3 double plays yesterday.
2-1, setting fire and a curve in the dirt. Good block by Schliger. Couldn't place that one in the zone, so another 3-1 count after Newell walked to lead off the inning. Wilken working from a hitter's count now. Infield deep, but straight up. And the infield playing back, hoping for 2. Jordan Thompson guarding the line at third. 3-1. Fastball swung on and missed. 90 miles an hour from Collins. Count runs full on Wilken. Joe Vitrano, the on-deck hitter. Collins really trying to keep this game close if the Red Sox want a chance to at least tie it in the 9th, down 2. 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Blew a fastball by him. Bryce Collins fell behind 3-1 against a very good hitter in Brock Wilken. Comes back to strike him out. 4th strikeout in relief. All 4 outs that Bryce Collins has picked up via the strikeout. Lots of strikeouts for both sides in this game. It's the 11th strikeout for Red Sox pitching. On the other side, Harwich has struck out 14 Red Sox hitters. Vitrano will wait to see a first one as, again, Collins checks on Newell. Vitrano struck out his first time. He walked and scored. He's also grounded out. Collins is set at the belt. And the first one misses well upstairs for ball 1, a fastball. That one only at 85 from Collins. It's been mostly 90. Struck out Wilken on a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Maybe something to keep an eye on. 1-0. Curveball outside corner. at just 70 miles an hour. Took a couple ticks off that one. 1-1 on Vetrano. Tommy Seidel, the on-deck hitter, as we're working in the bottom of the 8th at White House Field in a 5-3 game. Runner on first and 1 out against Bryce Collins. 1-1. Swinging and a miss, a fastball at 90. Blew it by Vetrano. Count 1-2 on the Boston College slugger.
Kind of a similar situation to that Brock Wilken at bat, Sam. The minute that Collins is able to locate that curve, all of a sudden he has the hitter on their heels, and right there gets a swing and a miss from Vetrano.
1-2. Swing and a foul tip held by Luke Schliger for strike 3. Another strikeout for Bryce Collins. Picks up his 5th. And now an inning and 2/3. And after the leadoff walk, he has zoned right back in with back-to-back strikeouts. And here's Tommy Seidel as those fans out beyond the right field fence, who I told you, Carlo, they were a little Seidel fan club. They go wild as his name is announced with 2 out and a runner on first. Seidel today is 1 for 3. That won a long RBI triple back in the 4th inning. First pitch, runner goes. Curveball in there. Off the inside corner, throw down, not in time. It was a good throw by Luke Schliger. It was right there. Chase Meidroth's tag, maybe just a tad late.
Schliger thought he had him. He was walking off, masking his left hand. Thought that was out number 3. And Collins has got 2 strikeouts and back-to-back batters in this frame, Sam, but he's fallen behind to every single batter he's faced. It's been 1-0 all 4 times.
That first pitch curveball didn't miss by much, but it did miss, according to John Patala. But credit to Luke Schliger on a slow curveball. He still fired a strike and almost had Newell. It's a 1-0 count. Here it comes. Fastball misses. It didn't. It's a strike. A late strike call from Patala, who gives a shrug to a Harwich dugout that jeers him a little bit after the late strike call. In fact, he was so late that Luke Schliger popped out of the crouch to go and chat with Collins, probably figuring he was down 2-0 in the count. And as Schliger trotted out to the mound, Patala called strike 1.
Well, Schliger got crossed up, Sam, so it looked so awkward on the catch, but Patala turned to the Harwich dugout and said he crossed him up. That was a strike.
Almost sounded like he said, I don't know what to tell you. It's a 1-1 count on Seidel. On its way. Curveball drops in strike 2 over the inside corner. Count 1-2 on Seidel. If Seidel can keep it going, Hunter Stokely, the on-deck hitter. Infield a slight shift to the pull side. Chase Meidroth, the second baseman, playing a hair up the middle, close to the bag, holding Chris Newell, the runner on second with 2 down. Bottom of the 8th inning, 2-run game, Red Sox trailing. Here it comes. Foul back. Got a piece of a fastball. That fan club even cheering foul balls from Tommy Seidel.
They love everything Tommy does. Tommy could tie his shoes, they'd be happy.
There's a few small stands of bleachers that are only about 3 rungs high, interspersed throughout the outfield. And they're standing on one of them, watching intently at everything that Tommy Seidel does out in straightaway right field, where he plays his position in the field. Now he's hitting. Behind 1-2, runner on second, 2 down. Newell dancing off second. Here it comes. Curveball, foul tipped again, back to the screen. Barely got a piece of that one. At 72, he was well out in front.
Yeah, the 2 strikeouts in this 8th inning have been via the fastball. There goes to the curveball, and Seidel just gets a piece. We'll see what Collins goes back to.
You can see why he's been so effective in this game. We really weren't seeing that curveball much in his previous outings. It was featuring more of a slider, but today it's been all fastballs and curveballs. And with the speed difference, setting about 72 with the curveball and about 90-92 with the fastball, keeping hitters off balance. 1-2 again. Curve, and he barely got a piece of it, fouled it towards the Harwich dugout, where he scatters some teammates like pigeons on a sidewalk. Seidel trying to fight out of a 1-2 hole. After falling behind, he's fouled 3 straight off. Steps out before seeing another pitch here. Collins trying to prevent an insurance run from scoring for the Mariners. Newell walked to lead off the inning. He stole second. He's there with 2 out. They'll check on him before the pitch. Be Caden Connor, Drew Bowser, and Jordan Thompson due for the Red Sox in the 9th, who will trail by at least 2. One, 2, runner goes to third. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a fastball up. How about Bryce Collins? In relief, he faced 7 hitters. He struck out 6 of them, allowing just the walk to start the inning. Works around it. We head on to the 9th. Here at White House Field, Red Sox do or die. Time to rally. They trail 5-3.
From Cal State Fullerton, number 7.
We head to the 9th. Red Sox need 2 to tie, 3 for a chance to win. Down 5-3. Drew Conover back to the mound for Harwich after getting the last out in the 8th. Caden Connor leads off against him, left on right. And a step off. They'll cycle through the signs again before the first pitch to Caden Connor, who will be followed by Drew Bowser and Jordan Thompson. Connor reached on an error his last time through. First pitch is a fastball called strike, 0-1.
Just need one base runner to bring the tying run to the plate. A YD team that's been able to manufacture runs all day. Can they do it again, Sam?
This is a key hitter with Connor, who's gotten on base a lot. It's the 0-1, missed away, check swing didn't go. Because Caden has gotten on base about 36% of the time this season, an on-base percentage that came into this game at .366. 1-1. Foul tipped in and out of the catcher's glove, maybe out off the chest protector of John Patala, the home plate umpire. And if Caden Connor can get on base, brings maybe the best power hitter that the Red Sox currently have in Drew Bowser to the plate. Bowser hit 18 homers for Stanford this year, but in order for him to be able to hit one that could tie the game, Caden Connor has to get on base, and he'll have to work out of a 1-2 hole. Conover sets the belt. Here it comes. Breaking ball missed away. Slider bent around the plate.
Looked like Conover might have changed arm slots there.
He's been going out of that kind of low three-quarter arm angle, but that one might have dropped down even further. 2-2. Popped up, foul, out of play, beyond the Harwich bullpen along the left field line. The count remains 2-2 on Caden Connor. Connor overall today is 0 for 3. But had a pair of hits back against Wareham. And a pair of hits yesterday against Falmouth. But an 0 for 3 today so far. 2-2. Barely missed off the outside corner. Harwich giving some heat to John Patala as that slider, again, maybe bent around the strike zone a hair off the outside corner, the left hand hitting Caden Connor. It's a full count on Caden, back in the box. Here it comes. Smoked out towards left, moving over is Harding to make the catch. Ball hung up a bit as it cut towards the left field line. Harding picks up the first out of the 9th.
And Caden has just missed a couple today. Flew out to right on a hard hit ball back in the 5th.
Red Sox, the first baseman from Stanford, number 8, Drew Bowser.
Here's Drew Bowser. Talk about the power in Bowser. Red Sox down 2. They just need him to get on base. First pitch, swung on, fouled off. An inside-out swing on a slider that was running in against him.
And on deck, you have Jordan Thompson, who's got a double and a single today. Only guy in the lineup with multiple knocks.
Thompson's had as good a day as any Red Sox hitter. Drew Bowser singled his last time. 0-1 here. Half swing and a strike called on another off-speed pitch that bent in over the inside corner. Count quickly 0-2 on Bowser. With Thompson to follow, Homer Bush is in the 9th spot right now if anyone can get on base. 0-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. 3 sliders, 3 swings, 3 strikes. Drew Bowser set aside. Second out in the 9th, and the Red Sox are down to their final out. The 15th Red Sox hitter to strike out in this game, if you can believe it. That's not even a season high. Hyannis struck out 16 Red Sox on July 3rd at McKeon Park. A Red Sox team that prior to that game had been the toughest team to strike out on Cape Cod. They have racked up the strikeouts over the last half week or so. Here's Jordan Thompson, first pitch. He gets tied up, didn't swing on a fastball running in. Thompson today is 2 for 3, a well-struck flyout that he followed up with a double and an RBI single in his last 2 trips. The Red Sox best chance in this game was in the 8th inning. They tallied, or in the 7th rather, they tallied 2 but left the bases loaded. 0-1, he left the slider in the dirt. Luke Schliger and Hunter Haas came up with the bases loaded after the Red Sox had tallied a pair, down just 2, and both of them struck out. So you can pinpoint the strikeouts as part of the issue today. 2-0. Half swing, did he go on this one? He did. For strike 1. Called by the home plate umpire. They didn't even check. They count 2-1 on Thompson. With 2 out. Red Sox trailing by a pair. All it takes is one base runner to get the tying run up. 2-1. Chopper over the mound. Going to be a tough play for the shortstop Goodwin. His throw to first is in time by a half step. That'll do it. From Harwich, the Red Sox falling 5-3. The Harwich Mariners are back in the win column for the first time after 9 winless outings, including 4 ties, 5 losses. The Mariners tally their 7th win of the season here to kick off the second half of the regular season in Game 23. Red Sox unable to tally their 2nd straight win. They struck out a whopping 15 times against Harwich pitchers, and 13 strikeouts on their pitching side wasn't enough. Runs in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th and 2 in the 5th for Harwich proved enough. A 2-run homer by Nick Goodwin, the big hit, the difference in this one, but really the difference in this one, Carlo, those strikeouts came back to haunt the Red Sox.
Yeah, and the biggest 2 on the board, which you pointed out, were the Schliger and Haas strikeouts with the bases loaded in the 7th. That left 3 people on base. This is a windy team right now with the bases loaded is hitting sub 200, and they just got to hit better with runners in scoring position at the end of the day. You had a chance here today. Eric Reiselman, he was untouchable, but he didn't pitch the whole game. He didn't pitch the last 3 innings. There were opportunities throughout for Whitey to get on the board. And, Sam, it just continues to be the same theme for this team. Your pitching staff allows 5 hits. 5 runs come across, but 5 hits allowed. And Whitey unable to bring home any more offense. 1 hit through the first 6 innings.
And perhaps also a key difference between those offensive outputs. Harwich only had 1 more hit than YD, but they had the extra base hits. Couple of doubles scored a run for them in the 3rd. The 2-run homer by Goodwin in the 5th. The RBI triple by Seidel in the 4th. Making those extra base hits stand up for the Mariners, who only had 1 single today over their 5 hits. The Red Sox have proven that it's a little harder, a little easier said than done to hit for power, but there hasn't been a whole lot of power on this roster. And maybe that's something that needs to be addressed moving forward for these YD Red Sox. At the end of the day, it's a 5-3 loss for the Red Sox here in their final trip to White House Field this summer season in the regular season. But every chance these 2 teams can square off in the playoffs. But a chance for quick revenge for the Red Sox, who look to get off the schneid in these home-and-home series. They still haven't won a game in these standard home-and-home series. Against Brewster, against Hyannis, now against the Mariners. It shifts home out to YD at Red Wilson Field. A 5 o'clock start tomorrow in that one. And we'll be with you for the call. Carlo Jimenez with myself, Sam Lebowitz. For everyone here on the YD Red Sox Broadcast Network, the final lines for the Red Sox. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Mariners. 5 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Danie Oestreich. For Carlo Jimenez, I've been Sam Lebowitz. We'll see you tomorrow at Red Wilson Field, a 5 o'clock first pitch.